the like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to drop a comment. What's going on, everybody? I'm in the house. The goon of all goons has decided to make his presence known. Shout out to me for having guts to be who I want to be. No, Pumpkin. Pumpkin likes to dive off the damn bed like a damn. No, no. Stop. You better stop trying to dive off this damn bed. Shout out to who is in the house with the goal. Just trying to check in with your turkeys and see what type of action we're gonna have. See what type of flow. Yeah. The goon of all goons is here. Yes, indeed, the goon is here. Who's in here with the goon? Who's in here with the goon? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to y'all. It's been a minute. I definitely miss my people. The Giz just got out she didn't get a bath. I just wiped her down right quick. Didn't really have the strength to give her a bath. And that was that. Who we got in the house? Who's that? Hit the like button. Turkey, you in here? Jive Turkey, you know how to hit the like button. Wipe your feet. You know what I'm saying? When you come in my house. The goon is here. Yeah. Gonna have an interesting show. First of all, I want to apologize for not being able to tap in with y'all a lot sooner. The goon was not in the best of health. Definitely not as strong as I previously was, but we're gonna see who come in here. We're gonna see if we can get some action, get some flow. Hey, get the flow here. No. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah. Let's see who we got in the house. Let's see, you Jive Turkey. Somebody came in but didn't wipe their feet. Who we got in there? But definitely good to be back with y'all. Goon was definitely under the weather. Stone Cold Barbarian. I'm racist. That's okay, Joe. I don't worry about that. A lot of times, what I've noticed about racists is, a lot of y'all don't have much guts for real. And so I don't really mind you being racist, brother. But at least you honest, though. I appreciate that. Give baby milk. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Can I say the N-word? No, Joe, I don't think that would be nice. That wouldn't be appropriate. You keep in mind, you know what I'm saying? We're, babies, keep in mind we're a family-friendly show, all right? But, however, you might like this topic, Joe. Even though you are racist, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind you being here. Good morning for Pakistan. Okay, what's up, brother? Saudi. Okay, good morning for Pakistan. What time is it in Pakistan? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. He's angry. Yeah, said hi. Okay. Yeah, appreciate that. But shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been under the weather, so I wasn't able to perform. I had pneumonia, y'all, last week. I was on Albuterol, steroids, and some antibiotics. The doctor said if I would have waited a little bit longer to come in, I probably would have had to I probably would have had to be admitted. So unfortunately, that I'm just now coming over that. Thank the Creator, and he kept me throughout it. And it's what he does. First of all, I want to thank y'all for being here. I also want to take time out to shout out to some young black brothers who come out with a clothing company. This is them. I bought one of their hoodies. Have no affiliation with them, but I definitely want to support them. Y'all make sure y'all go check them out. This is called. This is their hoodie, y'all. This is one of them. This is a small. You know what I'm saying? This is Lost Souls, and this is what really I liked it right here, right? Being alone inspired me, okay? So I just want y'all to take time out to make sure y'all support young brothers. They on the come up, and they definitely doing their thing. And you know what I'm saying? It's important that we do that. And so I want to take time out to acknowledge them. And so y'all brothers, make sure y'all go check it out. Let's see. My name is Sadar. Okay, what's up, Sadar? Okay, appreciate you, man. Okay, you called from Pakistan. What is the what's the weather like in Pakistan? A, B, what time is it? You know what I'm saying? Are you an American or are you know what I'm saying? Don't sound like you're an American though, right? definitely don't sound like you're married. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to y'all, man, for being here. You know what I'm saying? The Goon is always appreciative. Stone Cold Barbarian in the house. You know what I'm saying? The one and only. I can never be there. I can only be imitated. I can never be duplicated. I'm the realest guy on YouTube. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. You got a bunch of cornballs and phonies who will tell you things that you want to hear just for clicks and likes. I don't do none of that. Never will, because I don't care enough. Okay? So that's what it is. My platform is built on being real. And if you're new, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, that that the real continue to be pushed. And that's just what that is. Now, now that I'm back a little more myself, I want to talk about a subject that's extremely important. If you had a father, however, if he was weak and a coward, you might as well not have had one. That's a controversial topic. Some people think that a father under any circumstances is a good one. I 100% disagree. Because a father, and I'll give people the opportunity to, if you disagree with me, you're more than welcome to comment, and I can, you know what I mean, we can have a conversation about it. You know, one thing about me, I don't block people, you know, even the silly ones, you know what I'm saying, the trolls or whatever the case might be. I'm just not that guy, you know what I'm saying, who's ever going to do that. Now, if your father's weak, you may have not have had one. What do I mean by that? I mean that if he lacks integrity, if he lacks guts, if he lacked intestinal fortitude, if he didn't teach you anything, right? If when you hear wisdom is known from his fruit. Let's start there. If you are wise, you will not produce a fool. And so when you have children, they should be, if not a carbon copy, you know, because we know they have to be their own people, right? But what should happen is people should be able to say, oh, that's such and such's boy. That's such and such's daughter. Because of the way that they were raised and the way that they were trained, they come up under a certain, they were raised with a certain mindset. And that mindset that they were raised with carries them. No matter where they go, no matter what they do, no matter who they meet, they are consistent with that, right? And so if a truly good father is not a man who has guts, and he's not a man who has will, and he's easily broken, what kind of example does he set for his children? What type of example does he set for his home? What is he showing them? What are they seeing? That's my major concern, and that's what I really want to speak about today. So many men and their inability, they're afraid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys are very afraid. They're afraid of pushback. They're afraid of controversy. They're afraid to be. Now, here's the thing where guys are not afraid. This is the funny part. They aren't afraid when it comes to talking about their own people. They're very emboldened, and they have a lot of guts, and and I'm talking about black people specifically, because y'all know that's who I deal with, you know what I'm saying, primarily. If you didn't know that, then now you do. I deal specifically with my people. Now, I will speak on other races and how they operate. However, my major focus is on black masculinity and bringing black men back to a mindset where they understand exactly who they are, and they're not looking to be told. And so they are becoming the leaders, the men, the husbands, the fathers that our community truly needs. And so that's my passion. Every man has to find his own walk in life. Every man has to come, you know, a man does not come to the almshouse by the tyranny of fate nor circumstances, but by the pathway of groveling thoughts and base desires, right? And I truly believe that. And so every man has to find his own way. Each man's path is different. So I don't, you know, that's why I'm never interested in where you are, because I can only judge a man by the distance traveled. You see what I'm saying? You know, each man has to find his own way in his own time. And so for me, my path led me here. And so this is what I when you know what you're when you know what you're when you know where you should be, because you do it for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the age old saying that, you know what I'm saying, when you really care about something, you will really do it for nothing. Yes, we all want to be compensated for our time. We all want to be recognized. You know what I mean? And we all want to live comfortable. You know what I mean? At least, you know, I think that would be the case. However, at what expense? And so for me, I would do this for free. You know what I'm saying? I would be trying to lift up my people. I'll be trying to lift up black men for free, because that's what really I'm about specifically. I don't tell nobody else what they should be about. I'll just call it out, you know what I'm saying? And I just realized that a lot of us can't be saved anyway, because a lot of us are just too weak. We have been beaten down. The European has beaten black men specifically to a pulp. And so a lot of guys don't have the ability to get up. They don't have the ability. So you think by joining your oppressor, somehow that will absolve you from his wrath. But in truth, he'll find, as soon as he finishes with a guy like me, he'll be looking for you next. All right. So that at least with me, I have the ability to leave this world with my dignity. You know what I'm saying? And not on my knees. That would be the difference between a guy like me and a guy like a coward who I would speak about. So when you are a person who dumps on your own people, when you are a man who lifts up other people and places them over your own, you do a disservice to yourself, and you make yourself look weak. You make you there's no place for a man like you in this world. And so this is why I say, if you are a weak man, then you better off then your children are a lot of times better off not have had you. So at least they can somehow, pumpkin, that's okay. There can be some sort of nostalgia in terms of what you may have been. They can at least, here you go, baby. Okay. They can at least probably draw some type of correlation between, like, you know what, where people can tell stories and they can say, my daddy was this. You know what I'm saying? Or my daddy was this type of guy. My daddy, you know what I'm saying? Or your daddy was such, and then you could begin to shape in your mind what he was. However, you saw him every day. You saw him as a man who was broken, and you saw him a man who was defeated, and you saw him as a complainer, or a man who was not able to handle disappointment. Well, I'll tell y'all something, right? And I'm gonna share something with you, chat. Hey, baby, want the bye-bye? Want your bye-bye? No? Okay. I'll tell y'all something, if you really want to know the truth. And I'm going to be 100% dead honest with y'all. The best thing that a man can do is learn how to bear unhappiness in silence. That is one of the best things that you can ever learn. And it's hard, because you want somebody to understand with you. You want someone to empathize with you. You want someone to share your burden. A lot of times, brothers, what you have to understand is your burden is your own, and nobody's gonna be there. Nobody's gonna care, and that's one of the harsh realities about being a man. That's one of the harsh realities that a lot of black men are gonna have to finally understand, that people don't care as much as you think that they do. And they shouldn't, right? It's your job to produce. And if you're not a man, if you're a man who complains a lot, if you're a man who makes excuses, you're gonna always find it difficult for people to see you as a person that they can depend on. And if people can't depend on you, then you've already failed and you're derelict in your duties as a man. People should be looking to you for answers and for help. They should be coming to you because they know that you are the one who can help them. If you don't, and this is why my channel is so real, because a lot of guys, like, whether you like it or not, I ain't said no lies. And if you're not able to give your people something, if you're not able to feed the multitude spiritually, if you're not able to be a benefit to others, then what have you done? And that's your job as a man to do that. I don't know how long Gear's gonna let me go to this. Shout out to Fancy Shit. Fancy, thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being here. Hard culture. Appreciate you, Fancy. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fancy. You know what I mean? One of a kind. Thank you for being here. And Fancy, look who's here, Fancy. Look who's here. Look who's here. The Gizzy's in the house. The Gizzy's in the house. The Gizzy's in the house. Look at she thinks she can dance. Fancy, let me not get her excited, because we know what time it is. If she decides to okay, Pumpkin. And so, you know, I really want to say that that's it, but let's see who else we got. Royce in, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Royce in the house. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Royce. Thank you for being here. I really want to speak a lot of times. Royce, I don't know how much you heard. I'm just coming in, Royce, but I'm really speaking about, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, how important it is if you didn't have a father and if he was weak. But if your father was weak, then you better off not have had one, because you know, I cannot see a scenario where people are going to empathize with the man. The world doesn't work that way. The world does not care about your pain or mine. It really doesn't, man. And I'm gonna tell you something, Royce. I'm gonna speak directly to you, black man. It's supposed to be hard, because if it wasn't, how would we be able to separate the cream from the rest? You see what I'm saying? Like I know that I'm a tough guy because I got multiple receipts that can prove it. I have multiple things that I've been through and I've overcome. And here I am in another setting and I'm proving it again, right? So when you continuously prove it, now that doesn't mean I haven't been broken, Royce. I want to say that because a lot of times people don't understand what it is to be broken. You can only be a man if you have been broken, because in that brokenness, you're able to piece yourself back together, and you're able to become a better version of yourself. So you don't never keep looking at the fact that you were broken. What you do is say, yeah, that broke me. Okay, that won't break me again. And these are the principles that I really want to push on black men. It's really so important for me specifically to do it, because I know for a fact that I'm the one that talk it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one that walk it. You know, whereas a lot of these cornballs on YouTube, they'll say anything for likes, hits, clicks, and views. They'll say anything in order to destroy their own people, or to, because it's easy to pick on. But like the easiest thing in the world, there's nothing easier. Y'all, let's be honest. If you were going to pick on a race of people, who would you want to pick on? You would pick on a black man first and a black woman second. That is the easiest race of, that's like taking candy from a baby. Not this baby, because she got a good grip. Not this baby. Look, she laughed because she knows she do. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's like it's I'm dead serious. So when something is that easy, you're not doing nothing special. You know what I mean? It's easy for some. Thank you, Pumpkin. You get Daddy a round of applause. Yeah, Daddy. Daddy said something good. Daddy said something you approve. Yes, he did. Okay, thank you. So it's a Fancy. Let's see. And most of those black podcasters, then thank you, Fancy. And this is thank you, Fancy. You know, you hear a lot of guys who shout out to the unknown. Hello, unknown. Thank you for being here. Sit back and learn something, unknown. I'm in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the kitchen. When I'm in the kitchen, just kick your feet up. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you something. You know. The truth of the matter is, when you consistently push your own people down, this is what guys like Anton Daniels, and I'm gonna say these guys' names because I'm not gonna not say these guys' names. What's that other guy? That officer? What's his name? Or you know what I mean? Or you know, I forget the name. Even Jason Whitlock. And I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. I'm subscribed to some of these channels. Like some of these channels, I'm subscribed to, even though I don't agree with everything that they say, right? Because I just don't necessarily see the point And if I did like something that they said, and I did watch some of their content, then I will subscribe and I will hit the like button. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything. And no man has to 100% agree with me. However, what I do, where I'll draw the line is with people who dog their own people to lift up other people and make it seem as if someone else is better. And then when I speak to that, you never address that. There was some Chinese guy had the audacity to be talking about racism in America. You know what I'm saying? This guy, like, this dude was literally from it. You're living in America, living off the civil rights that black people fought, bled, and died for. And you have the audacity to try to come back and tell me what is or what isn't. And then when I said to him, y'all, I said, I don't remember the guy's name. I said, listen, man, I'm more than willing, because I can have a disagreement with you. We can have a conversation. I'm more than willing to have it on your platform and mine. We can stream whatever you think is valuable. He's a little smaller than me, and y'all know I'm not, you know what I mean, big at all. So I said it's not a problem. You know what I mean? We can literally have a conversation. You get crickets. And so what I like, so you're speaking on something that you really don't understand. You know what I mean? It would be like me coming to Asia and trying to speak on Chinese math, excuse me, or trying to speak on the Ming Dynasty, or trying to speak on their culture. How can I speak to something that I know nothing about? Like, how can I ever speak to that? And nothing is as polarizing as this. Let's see, how's your day? Appreciate you, Unknown. You know what I'm saying? It was rough, man. You know what I mean? It's better now, though. You know, the week was rough, I should say, but the days got better. Shout out to you. Shout out to Fancy. I really like what Truth Hurts be spitting out. Are you familiar with it? No, I'm not, Fancy. Drop his link, and I'll definitely make sure that I tap in. No, I have not heard him. No. And I like the brother Tariq Nasheed. Here's the thing. I want to say this. Y'all, no community is perfect. We're not going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that has happened that is difficult to find perfection, and you're not going to find it in any space. However, with that being said, what you have to do is try your best to find your peace of mind, and at least try to be honest with yourself, right? Don't just tell yourself the things that you just want to hear. Don't find people that just agree with your mindset. Shout out to Unknown. I have a question. Please answer, Unknown. Yes, please answer, and I will answer. Yes, the goon will definitely answer. I answer all questions. Let's see. Do you have a stutter? Because, let me see. The Unknown, do you have a stutter? Because I can relate. I have one also. You know what, Unknown, that's a good question. I think I have one once I start talking fast. Sometimes you'll hear it. Yeah, so you probably can hear it at times. When I get really excited and I really think I'm talking about something, you will hear it. So yeah, I do. It's probably something that I probably should work on if I'm going to be public speaking. I definitely probably at some point in time will have to get with a speech therapist. You know what I'm saying? In order to refine my voice and make sure my voice is resonating and I'm the best possible speaker that I can be. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I do. Thanks. Oh yeah, no question. Unknown. You know what I'm saying? You knew. I appreciate you being here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like. You know what I'm saying? If you like anything that the goon is saying, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you fast forward it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pass it along, because this is how we get the message out there. And like I said, I appreciate that. I so appreciate you, Unknown. Thank you, man. One of the things I don't know if you're new here, if you're familiar with anything that I've ever said at any point in time, and what my goals are and who I am. But I'm a man of very direct. No pumpkin. Direct words. I don't mince, and I'm always say exactly what I believe. That does not mean that I'm always correct, Unknown. I don't prescribed to know everything. However, I do know what I do speak about. And I'm always willing to learn. I'm always open to discourse, as long as you're not a fool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not you. Like, I'll never give a fool really pretty much the time, because in the end, you know, I think the majority of the world is the majority of the world is fools. Not because they don't agree with me, but because they're gonna go whatever the dominant society says. They don't have the ability to think and do mental gymnastics for themselves. Most people have never even picked up the last book they probably picked up. You know what I'm saying, was years ago. So, you know what I mean? So when you're dealing with people like that, a lot of times you have to just take that, you know, as it is. So for a man such as myself to go back and forth with people whom I don't respect, you know, as far as mentally, that's an exercise in futility, if there ever was one. Be that as it may, if there is a legitimate question or concern or something that can refute what I say, I absolutely will address that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't run from none of that. But, you know what I'm saying? My main focus and my core mission is just what it is. And so that's why I started this channel, because I always have, because of the way in which I have noticed how black men lack the ability to be assertive and aggressive. And these things are told to be toxic masculinity unless you're on the court or on the football field running and jumping and making money for white folk. Then that ability is acceptable. You know, you're throwing punches, boxing, anything that where pugilism, anything where they can use your talents in order to, you know, to make a spectacle of it and make a buck. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's fine. However, don't start to speak and say things that they're uncomfortable with. Then all of a sudden, you're going to have a problem. But fortunately for me, I don't care about no problem. Now, I want to speak on this thing called black fatigue. I just recently got familiar with this, right? This stuff is really good, y'all. I'm really impressed. Like, the man in me, I'll be honest with y'all, is really impressed by the ability to change a narrative from what it actually is to something it has never been, and then give that to the people and tell them this is what it is. Like, for y'all who are not familiar, there's a segment that has said that black fatigue is a quote unquote term that's very popular on the internet. Basically, it's tired of black people complaining, and this is basically how it's set up. And what they're doing is saying, hey, we're tired, and now this is our pushback. We're tired of your gripes, concerns. You know what I'm saying? And you're thinking that something is owed to you. Excuse me. I love it. And then now there's there's black men and black women that are pushing this too, saying we're tired too. We're on the dominant society. I'll say this, right? Because I told myself that I was gonna stop name calling. I did, and I'm doing much better with that, especially when I'm, you know, with my daughter. Let's see. Shout out to Royce. What do you think about the idea of becoming someone's caretaker in the music industry? Okay, let me be honest with you, Royce. I don't speak about things that I don't know. I don't know much about that. Becoming someone's caretaker in the music. What exactly does that mean, Royce? Give me a little bit more context. Because one thing about the Goon, I'm not going to get up here and try to act like I know things that I don't, or try to act like, you know what I'm saying, that I have knowledge that I don't. So when you saying caretaker, give me the scenario and maybe I can give you an opinion on it. I would appreciate if you did that. I don't know quite what that is. Yeah, I follow along to all of that. I think you're talking to me. Yeah, I appreciate you, unknown. Yeah, and here's the thing, y'all. When I'm speaking about these issues, what I really find is the most disturbing of all is that no other race is ever told to not remember their history, to not remember what was done. In fact, they're told just the opposite, to always remember, to never forget, because to forget would be to do a disservice to the people that lost their lives, right? Your people, and B, you could possibly put yourself in a position for it to happen to you in the future. So those two things cannot be taken away from this conversation. Yet black people in this country are always told to forget, or it didn't happen to you. It didn't, you were not affected. Let me give y'all a little bit of history, and I don't have to. Let's see, Royce, how far back can you draw your? Can you go back in your lineage from your parents, grandparents, great grandparents? How many generations back can you go? Are you familiar with? And for everybody else, I would like that very same question to be answered. How many generations can you go back? Let's see. Unknown. Yeah, I follow. Let me see. Yeah, I feel that America doesn't have as much culture as other countries. Well. Unknown. Here's the thing. It does have a culture. It just has a culture that it's not comfortable with. So it wants to continuously. It wants to try to change. It's like. I'll tell you something. I'm trying to think of a good way to measure it. Unknown. If you. Okay, unknown, you're in high school, right? You are known to be a straight A student. Let's use something positive, right? We don't have to always go to something negative. You're known to be a straight A student. You are known for getting great grades. You're known to be a valedictorian. You're known to be on time. You're known to be a young man. And I'm assuming you're a young man. I don't just say it's unknown, but I'm just if you're not, I apologize. One known, okay. So you're known for these things. Yet other people say, oh no, that's all of a sudden someone else says, or other people say, well, no, that's not true. He wasn't known for that. You're like, well, wait a minute. This is what my literal track record is. I have a track record in the history of it. Oh, no. That's not what you know. What? So that's America. America doesn't want to deal with how it became the most powerful nation on the planet. I believe it's like an image consultant security guard. Okay, image consultant. Like I said, Royce, I don't know a lot about the music industry. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. To be honest with you, I care about the everyday black man and woman. I don't particularly care about I think a lot of them people are phonies. I wouldn't trade my place with none of them. I think they all do foul, nefarious things in order to put themselves in those positions, in those rooms. And my self-worth ain't you can't buy me for nothing. So that's that. Yes, I'm in high school. Okay, shout out. Okay, damn. Okay, good to see you. And also straight in, shout out to you, unknown. I like that. Did you, what grade you in? Let me see, my great-grandfather. Okay, you said you had one generation unknown. My great-grandfather, I spoke to some elders in my family in the last funeral and went to one, and him did a lot of civil rights work. Okay, well, good, Royce. Shout out to your people, man, for being involved in that, in the struggle. I'll tell you this. The reason I asked that, y'all, is because I was talking to one guy, a white guy, a couple months ago, and we were at the library actually, and he was one of the people that work at the library. I forget what you call it, librarian. And somehow or another, this conversation came up, and you know what I mean. He was kind of on the other side of it, and then I asked him. I said, "How far back can you go in your history, and I think he was from England." But he said he can go back to about the 13th century. He said he's able to trace his people back to the 13th century. And I said, congratulations. I said to him, I said, excuse me, Pumpkin. Come here, come here. Fancy, you see her try to do that? I said, the thing which you have to, first of all, congratulations to that. I don't begrudge you for that. I think that's a great thing. I said, what you don't understand about this country more than anything is more than anything else, black people were torn away from the ability to know who they were. When you don't know who you are, I want to explain to y'all something, how important that is. When you cannot trace your people, you don't know who you come. You don't know where you come from. You don't have any roots. You don't have the ability to look back and know what your elders wanted, to know what they taught, what they believed, what their mindset was, what the public policy was, what the rules and regulations were that governed each generation, because they passed this stuff down, y'all. I can't emphasize this enough to y'all. They passed this stuff down from generation, and they're taught. And so those rules, those policies, they last for generations, and they continue, and yes, you evolve on them and things of that nature, but these are your people, so you're able to walk with your people. You're able to actually have a conversation with them in real time. You can just lay on your back and talk to your great grandfather. And this is what he had to say to you. This is what he believed. This is what he wanted. This is where he saw you to be. This is what he did to put you in a position. There's a self-respect there that people there's a rock that your life and principles are built around. The majority of black people in this country, y'all, can only trace our lineage back to about maybe 3 or 4 generations if we're lucky. Most of us can't go past our grandparents. Most of us have no idea who our great-grandparents were. And even less of us have an idea of who our great-grandparents were. And very, 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 very few of us can go back great. Like, you know, we can't go back more than probably 100 years, right? The majority of, because a generation is 20 years, give or take, right? So the majority of us cannot even go back to know what our people wanted, what they believed. There you have the biggest, that's the biggest crime in history. Because when you take a people away from and give them, and they have no knowledge of self, you leave them open for whatever I'll give y'all an example. My daughter, she's a baby right now, right? There are certain rules and principles that I'm raising her with that I want her to carry for the rest of her life. Well, if you take her away from me and you put her in another setting, she doesn't know what her father had planned for her. She doesn't know what I wanted or what I believed. I leave her open to the suggestion and interpretation of others. What can I expect to come from that? Can I expect anything good from that? Can I expect anything fruitful to come from that? Right? This is the biggest issue with me, with a lot of people who will never deal with that, who said that slavery happened so long ago it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does matter. Yes, it does matter, because we still deal with it. Now, does that mean somehow you have to push forward and you cannot use it as an excuse? Absolutely. However, there's room for two schools of thought. If there's room to say, yes, this happened, and acknowledge it, and you know what I'm saying? And because here's the thing, what I'm not gonna do is crap on the people that bled, that sacrificed and that suffered. And any man that would do that is not a man. And if your daddy do that, then your daddy a coward too. Shout out to Royce, my great grandfather. I spoke to some elders in my family last funeral. I went to one and them did that. Okay, I read that one. Okay. Yeah. So therein lies that, y'all. And so this is why a lot of times y'all gonna see me push this stuff. You're gonna see me push the things that I personally believe in. I don't particularly care what the numbers look like. I don't care whether other people like it or dislike it. I'll never run from none of that. I'll never run from the truth under any circumstances. And I don't care who don't like it. Excuse you, pumpkin. And I don't care how many people get tired of hearing about it either. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to me, because until a wrong is corrected, you can never have any true peace, because the wrong has never truly been addressed. You have to address it in a real systemic way in order for people to then be able to look to another day. How can you have people, how can you never acknowledge it, yet want somebody to get over it? I use this, and I said this one live, and it was funny. In America is comprised of 300 million Americans, give or take. White people have 84% of the wealth in this country. If y'all were doing a pie, do you have any idea what a large portion that would be? Do y'all have any idea how large of a portion that is? Just think about that for a minute, y'all. You have a whole pie, and the wealth, the finances, the valuations, the things that are substantial, the things that can be passed on, things that can be given to another generation for them to build upon and continue to, you know what I mean, and continue to build their legacy. 84% is owned by them. 84%. And yet you had these cornball blacks who will literally get on this YouTube and get on other platforms and say that blacks need to do better. With what? Our 3%? Like, yes, there's issues with us in money. Yes, but the majority of us are only 2 generations out of poverty anyway. The majority of blacks are only 2% out, 2 generations, 3 at most out of poverty. We've been over this country, this is our 23rd generation, 24th generation. So we're just now seeing a little something. So when you never deal with that, when you never deal with the because we gotta understand something, y'all. And I want to say this, and this is shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. This isn't mine, this is him. Slavery is not necessarily a moral issue. It's a financial. It was this. It was beneficial. Yes, Mom. It was 100% beneficial financially. This is the bottom line in America. Did y'all think that it wasn't about this? You'd be a fool to think that it was about anything else other than this. Yes, it was about dominance. Yes, it was about keeping us in our place. Yes, it was about, you know what I'm saying, about our race not being superior. All of that's fine. But in the end, how did Johnny Manziel used to do for y'all? You got to address it from that standpoint as well. You cannot not address that and then tell me that I need to move on. No. You hit my car with your car, and you're going to tell me that I can't get your insurance? What? Oh, don't worry about that. No, don't worry. Just look the other way. You got me messed up. You got me all messed up. And you got a lot of black people messed up. And I only want those black people. Listen, I want solid, listen, dig this here. As y'all know, my platform is built about, I only want solid, like-minded people. I don't expect to get everybody, because a lot of us can't be saved. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I ain't trying to neither, because I think a lot of you is weak and stupid anyway. So I don't really particularly care nothing about you no way. And just know, when the chickens come home to roost, and they will, you know what I'm saying, because that's just the way it goes. Just know, I want you to eat that, and don't try to run back to the community trying to get them to save, trying to get us to save you. Simple as that. Fancy. Society keeps us down purposely. It's always going to be all right. This is facts. They always had a head start, and they're also, this is facts. And here's the thing, Fancy. You try to act like it didn't happen. You try to rewrite history and act like it didn't happen. Do you know, Fancy, there's people that are on the internet that are stupid enough to say this transatlantic slave trade never happened? It's just you gotta be, oh, black people are already here. Black people are already here. It never happened. That's trick knowledge. Fancy, did you know that? Did you know there are people that are saying that the transatlantic slave trade never happened, even though there's historical documentation that this thing absolutely happened? There are people, this is what happens when you get further away from history. This is what happens when you neglect to remember, because now you have people that are stupid enough to actually come online and say this stuff and get likes. Royce, Dr. Emily Moore, she's in the Tennis Hall of Fame and a civil rights work. She even told me stories about a community center where she encouraged me to Eddie Murphy and I forgot the other celebrity. Okay, Royce. She's the family member. I just realized did a lot of work in civil. Okay. Well, shout out to Dr. Emily Moore. I never knew that name. Thank you. Yeah, Fancy. That's why you absolutely right. It's wild. And I 100%. Fancy, there are people that are saying that the transatlantic slave trade never happened. And these are people like, and here's the thing. I'm not trying to convince these people. Listen, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go back and forth with fools. If you're that dumb and you want to believe that, that's fine. I'm not going to try to change your mind. I'm not going to try to give you a history lesson, bro. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But I just want like-minded, real people to never forget. And it's not about it's more than anything. It's about never forgetting where you come from, never forgetting who paved the way for you to be here. And I'm not going to, I don't think that I'm not a perfect man, Fancy. And I think that that's fair, chat as well. I don't claim to be a savior. I don't claim to be an apostle. I don't claim to be anything other than a black man in America, right? That's what I do claim to be. And what I'm not going to do is spit on somebody else's sacrifice. That's what I'm not going to do. That's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to act like somebody else didn't suffer in ways that were unimaginable for me to have this conversation on YouTube. I'm not going to act like it didn't happen. I'm not going to do that to them. I cannot bring them back. Whatever I can do, I can honor their memory. And what I can do is make sure that when I'm called home, when my ancestors see me, they're proud of me. They like, yeah, man, come on. Yeah, yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He belongs here. I don't want to be rejected by my own people because I tried to lift up other people to try to pull down my own. I'm not gonna do that. Royce, at the end of the day, us men are the first line of defense, and we should. This is facts, Royce. You have it, and Royce, and you want to know the number one weapon? This is that. This is how. This is your number. Yes, you must be prepared physically as well. But your number one asset that you have is your mind, and never allowing these silly people on the internet, you know what I'm saying, and these and the world to tell you to change history. What you're not gonna do is change history, Fancy. That's what you're not gonna do. What you're not gonna do is change history. That's what you're not gonna do. Not on my watch. Now, other people might allow you to say things that are untrue and to stand on it and to, make it seem as if, you're some sort of a contrarian thinker, and you know what I'm saying, and but you don't have your own people's best interests at heart anyway. So, and that's what I say. A lot of people, I'm gonna tell you something, Fancy, and this is what I really learned. I used to always say my people, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta realize, black people, they're not my people. Africa is a country. Africa is comprised of what, 44 to 55? No, excuse me, back it up. Africa is a continent. Africa is comprised of what, 54, 55 countries? All, just because we're black doesn't necessarily mean we're the same. We could have come from different, I don't know how many tribes there are. They don't all get along. They aren't all the same. It would be the same in Europe. I want to say this as well. It'd be the same in Asia. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it goes. Just because that's why you have Koreans and Japanese, Vietnamese, Mongolian, and whatever else that their country produces. In Europe, you have the Scottish, you have the Europeans, you have the British, excuse me, not the Europeans, you have the British, you have the French. Russia's, I believe, is part of Asia. Yeah, yes, I guess so. Y'all got to excuse me y'all got to excuse the goon if you're trying to give a geography lesson. But what I'm saying is, and that's okay, right? When I see that your mindset is not like mine, gotta go. I'm back. Okay, Joe, I'm back. Okay, my man. All right. I got bored. Okay, I got banned. Why you get banned, Joe? That's okay. Joe gotta go. He's a troll. That's okay. Let Joe hang out. That's all right, Joe. That's all right, Joe, man. I'm glad you're here, man. Make sure you hit the like button, Joe. I appreciate that. I don't mind a troll every now and then, man. Actually, I don't mind them at all. Actually, you want to know the truth, Joe? I would rather have 70% trolls. Fancy, this is true. I would rather have 70% trolls and about 30% of people like you. I like the trolls the best. So Destiny 1. Right, definitely a troll. Yeah, I don't mind. See, the ladies mind you, Joe. I don't mind you. They want you out of here. I don't mind you. I won't ban you at all. You're more than welcome to stick around. Maybe you'll learn something. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. Like I say, this country is, you know what I'm saying? This country is what it is. And that's okay, man. You have a right to say whatever you want to say. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, man. You ain't hurt nobody. Let me see. He's a racist. I know, man. See, but here's the thing. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Fancy. Do you want to know the truth? And I'm gonna use this as a teachable moment for my people. Thank you, Joe, for coming in, because I want to use this as a teachable moment. Guys like him don't matter. I want to say something to you, Fancy and Destiny 1. It's not guys like him that's the issue. It's the people that are in Washington, D.C. signing policy. Those are the people it's those people who have the ability to make policies that affect our lives, that have the ability to deny, and you know what I'm saying, to deny opportunity. Guys like him, they're funny. You know what I'm saying? They don't matter. A guy like him, he probably in the shelter with me. You know what I'm saying? Or right above it. So, he don't really matter. But Roy Sim, why you think they gave such a hard time over the Kendrick? Well, that's a good question, Royce. Here's the thing. When you're a black man in this country, you're told to accept whatever somebody's giving, what somebody's offering. You're not supposed to, You're not supposed to be able to think for yourself. And when you're dealing with me, you can clearly see a man who's thinking for himself. I got to go back on it because I got some things I got to clear up too. So I'm going to do that probably one day, probably next week or something like that. I'm definitely going back on there, Royce. This will be can't miss. But when you're a black man and you have guts, this country does not like that. This country will always reject a man who does not go with who thinks for himself and who is not going to do what everybody else says he should do, and like I say, and I don't have a problem with that, right? Because when you as you come of age, Royce, I know you said you're in high school, what you'll understand is it's best to go your own way. And you'll probably have a lot less friends, but you'll be better off because you'll be built off something substantial. And that is what you should be looking that's what you should be looking for more than anything. To heck with what people think and don't think, because the internet is full of listen, I'm one of the few people who really don't care about these people. Now, the majority of people, they really, really care. Like, this stuff really, really hurts them. It has the ability to affect them. It has the ability to compromise their day. These people don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? And so, because once again, I'm built off something substantial that can never, ever truly be challenged. God made me, and God don't make no junk. That God made me. He kept me. He's my portion. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I say that with full confidence. With full confidence. He gives me strength. My strength don't come from people. My strength don't come from likes, not likes, women, money, status. Come from the Creator. Do I get weak? Do I get weary? Yeah. Do I get frustrated? Do I get tired? Yeah. But I always know that my Creator with me. So if He's staying with me, see, people say that, but they don't really believe that, Royce. They really don't believe that. They say it, but they don't believe it. And I'm not a Christian. I'm just a man who believes in his Creator. And my God told me, He got me. He showed me that over and over again. That doesn't mean to say it's going to be easy. That doesn't mean to say that it's not that it won't be full of struggle and trial. But that means that He walking with me. So when it comes to these people, that's my answer to that, Royce. Fancy. After he mentioned about the steak, they didn't like that. They didn't like that, Fancy. They didn't like that. I like a woman who like her steak medium rare. And if you don't like that, then, you know what I'm saying, then no, because you got to be able to listen. So that's, yeah. And here's the thing. People just, and once again, Royce, people have a right to view me the way they want to view me. Like, I can't put something out there and then tell somebody how they should view it, right? That's another part of that as well. As a man, if you're not really prepared for what's coming for you, you probably better stay out this lane, because what you don't want to do is put yourself in a position and then you done jumped out here and then now you looking for people to help and assist, and you like, well, hell on, wait a minute, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Yeah, bro, well, you probably should have stayed, you know what I'm saying, on the porch, because you really wasn't ready for what coming with that. Shout out to Lost Souls, the young brothers who make these. I got a few more people in the chat. I want y'all to make sure y'all go check them out. Young brothers, look at this, y'all. This is my second time, you know what I'm saying? Look at that, fans. Being alone inspired me. Yeah, I like the little young brothers. They make it. This is a small, y'all. Can y'all believe this is a small? Like, this is a small, so they make really, really big hoodies. But shout out to the young brothers. They just getting started. You know, the young brothers is hustling, and they trying to do what's right. So we definitely have to support our young people. And if we don't support them, who will, right? Y'all make sure y'all go check out Lost Souls. Did anyone reach out to you from the show? Yeah, Destiny One. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's funny. Before it happened, after my second interview, I had so many women hit me up. It was crazy. And so that's not I'm not like being what's the word I'm looking for? Arrogant, because the creator don't like arrogance. I think, you know what I'm saying, that's never a good thing, a spirit of arrogance. I'm just speaking the facts, right? And but there was one young lady, you know what I'm saying, she found me before I got kicked off the app. Somehow or another I got kicked off the app. Now, do Kendra know about that? I don't know. I mentioned this previously, but somehow or another I got off the app. You know what I'm saying? When I went to log in, it said my profile was no longer visible. I don't know whether she got me off, or her people, or whatever the case might be, or did I make so much of a fuss? I have no idea, because I hadn't asked her. I'll ask her that when I speak with her, because I'm going to go back on her show probably next week. However, yes, you know what I'm saying, the one young lady, she did, you know what I'm saying, she absolutely reached out to me. And yeah, she's a very, matter of fact, did you look at my as a matter of fact, I posted her. I don't know if you peeped them, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely, yeah, she definitely, you know, yeah. So, you know, yeah. So, you know, I just teased it. But, you know, very, very exceptional young woman. And I'll say this, I'm extremely humble. And Kendra removed you. Yes, Fancy. She absolutely did. Shout out to Destiny One. I think she said they read only updated the app. She may have got it deleted by accident. Well, here's the thing, Destiny. I don't know. I know this. I don't know. One thing about the Goon, I'm not going to say one way or yay or nay. I know this. I could not log back in. It was literally the very next day after I got off the show. So take that for what it is. Somehow or another, I couldn't get back in my app, and I couldn't. But like I said, that was okay. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I'm an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not for everybody. Maybe I said some things that were distasteful. And the only thing that I really, truly take back, Destiny One, is that when I said black men only, but real men don't get therapy, that was not, I should not have said that. That's the only thing that I take back, because I don't want brothers to think they have to suffer. Just because I did and I was able to come out on the other side, I left pieces of me that I could probably never get back, right? So I would never want that for another black man. If he can find a black man who can understand his position, he can speak with him. Now, do I think that he should only be speaking with a black man? Absolutely. However, if he is a licensed therapist and he is accredited, shout out to my GED, accredited. I think he should absolutely, take part in that. However, I don't. For me, it's a no-go for me personally. Now, I'm taking myself out of it. Any other black man who needs that and who thinks he needs it, if you think that you need it, get that. Hopefully, Princess has a potential mommy. Well, we will see. Nobody really wants the Gizmo. The Gizmo is the worst baby. I'm going to tell y'all something. The Gizmo might be the worst baby that was ever in the history of babydom. There are a lot of babies that have been born, and I think that the Gizmo... Nah, I just tease her. She daddy's pumpkin. So there's that. So now the Goon's gonna check out of here, because y'all, I gotta get up early. I gotta get up early and get to slinging them pizzas. Y'all know how I get to do. I gotta sling the pizza. And I need some rest. Shout out to everybody for being in the chat. Shout out to y'all. See how Joe left because he could see. I want y'all to tell you that y'all see how y'all deal with a troll. Y'all see the deftness that the Goon handles that with. You know what I'm saying? My ability to be able to use to be able to turn that thing against him. He thought he was going to come in here and antagonize me. He ended up realizing that I was more than he could handle. He bit off more than he could, and then he ended up leaving. So this is you see what I'm saying? But you know, listen, I'm totally unaffected by these people. Yeah, but this is how you do these guys. You don't block them. You invite them in. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that, because more than anything, they want a response. You can never make a man like me respond to you on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not half the man I am, and that's just the bottom line. Shout out to Destiny, me too. I'll take her. Fancy, no, you won't. I'll sick her on you right now. You'll be crying like an all that. Shout out to Destiny. You know what I'm saying? Destiny, when I appreciate my black people. Shout out to Royce. Shout out to my people. Shout out to people that support me, the Goon. Appreciate you, and I'm really interested to, you know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to see your brother growth. You know what I'm saying? I got some things cooking, and I just really want y'all to be there. And I want to know, calm down, Pumpkin, before you get a whooping. Who want to see the Gizmo get a whooping? That might be online very soon. No. You could get a whooping. No. No. So that's so shout out to everybody. And let me see. Do you have Instagram? No, Destiny. When I'm gonna have to get, when people keep asking me about that, I don't know. I hate this so. Destiny One, I really hate this social media stuff so much. I hate it as much as I hate Christmas. Almost, I don't really hate anything as much as I hate Christmas. But well, it's close. But this social media stuff, this really isn't me. This is just me. I think this stuff is needed, right? I just, you know what I'm saying? I think that's for whatever it is. I believe I have something to offer, so therefore I'm trying to give it. So, you know what I mean? There's that. Me personally, when I was in the streets, I would have never been on social media. I wouldn't be caught dead. I probably need to do a better job with it, Destiny One. But you know what I'm saying? You know, right now, this is probably the best way to do this thing because I don't really want to be too confused with this thing. But anytime anybody, any young black man, you think that you can push it to, anybody you think who can benefit from anything that I say, please make sure that the young men in your life, older or younger, you know what I'm saying, make sure they get it, because you know, that's just what that is. Instagram, and Fancy don't like Instagram. Fancy said it's trash. But shout out to everybody. I need to get some rest. I need to finish getting. I want to thank y'all for being with Gizmo Lagoon. This was a little pop-up joint because I've been trying to get in, but I hadn't made enough of an effort to really do this because I needed some rest. I wanted to make sure I tapped in with y'all. Shout out to my new subscribers. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all. I'm nothing without my people. My people make me whatever I will be or won't be, it'll be because my own people lifted me up. I want to say that 100%. So thank y'all so much. Gizmo and Lagoon. Make sure you like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to drop a comment. Gizzy, we out of here. Say see you later. Say see you later. Oh.